Are you ready for the next investigation? So evil is starting to creep back into the world, the cults are rising, it's time to take them down. So this time guys, we're going to be making some altars to the dark gods for the cultists. This one I found on Cult 3D from Charlie Vet for free, so again if you're looking for scenery for this sort of thing, definitely go and check him out. Got to work on the printer. I didn't see what the cost was going to be per the figures. Plus I was doing quite a few different figures for different projects all on the same build tray here, so yeah, unsure what the cost was specifically, but very cheap. So I printed out 4 statues and the altar itself, and it took about 35 minutes to print them all, so not too badly. They were supposed to be 28mm and I scaled them down to about 18mm. So I base coated them black and painted the symbols in green. For some reason that video didn't record properly, but I did use game colour German camouflage bright green for that. I chose that because it kind of stands out and looks a bit sort of Cthulhu-y. Next, for the stonework, I did a dry brush of German field grey from Model Colour, and I do like this colour. It really stands out nicely and gives you a good sort of stony, obviously, but like a stony base coat, so yeah, really good. Again, what I like to do here is just dry brush and build up layers via dry brushing rather than anything else, and I find it gives you a good effect at the end. So I just went over the whole of the altar and the statues in this manner. That's also why I went in and did the green first, just so that it would be more recessed. But just take your time, make sure you don't put too much paint on the brush and wipe it all off again, because otherwise you will go into some of those recesses and screw up the previous layer. Then I've mixed up a dark brown wash. I have made a video on how I do this before, so if you'd like to find out, I'll see if I can remember to put a link above for it. But yeah, just to douse the whole thing using the wash. You could do a black wash. I've just found recently I've actually preferred using dark brown, just because it's slightly more organic. In life there are very few things that are just black. They tend to be darker shades of browns and other colours, but whatever takes your fancy, you go for. And then next up we are using uniform grey from Model Colour, and just dry brushing over the top once again, picking out all of those sharp edges. You can also notice that the statues, I have used a few 10-cent pieces and just glued them onto those. But again, same treatment on the statues. And they're almost, when you actually look very carefully, they're kind of like elephant Cthulhu head shaped statues. So kind of eerie little weird things. I then also splattered on some red to make it kind of look like a table which people have been sacrificed on. Next up I wanted to make some books to go on the table and some candles. If you haven't, check out Wylock Armory's videos, because that's where I've got the idea from. And I think he got them from DM Scotty, so yeah, check out both of their channels. But what we're going to use is some thin cardboard. Here it's from a spice box, although you could use cardboard from a cereal box. And this is going to be sort of the book cover, yeah, cover and back. And then inside it I've got the chipboard that you get off of a writing notepad, and so I've just chopped that down to about 1 centimeter, and then I will cut a second one of those notepad pieces as well, just to make it have a little bit more thickness in the center. But that's the good thing here, you can make the books as fat or as thin as you want. It's a very easy method. And then just fold it over, and that way you know pretty well what size you need to cut the backside to. And then I did want to make an open book also, so I would, so to do that, I just cut down a little piece of the notepad card first, and then using the, whatever you call it, herb box cardboard, the thinner cardboard, I just then cut that slightly larger. And then what I figured I needed to do was actually fold them in half so it actually had a bit of a crease in it. Next stage is just plaster everything up with the PVA or wood glue, whatever you're using. So just give it all a very nice coating of that. The card will absorb it, so use extra. Yeah, don't go sparing, that's for sure. As you can see, there's the two inner pieces. Glue them together, then stick them in. Squeeze it nice and tightly, and then put a weight on top. But this is where it pays to actually have something ready, which I hadn't, so I had to try and improvise at the last second. And then for our open book, again, just put your PVA on. And there's our pages. And then just slap that into the middle. And then leave them to dry. Whilst they're drying, we made some candles to go onto the table. So again, you could use toothpicks. I've got barbecue skewers. Make a quick mark as to roughly how long you want them to be, and then using your hot glue, just go up and down towards the tip a few times, twisting them around, and then the glue will kind of act like your wax and kind of make that sort of melted wax effect, which works very nicely. Again, kudos to DM Scotty and to Wylock for that. And then hot glue each of the candles, now that they're snipped down to size, onto the altar. And then drizzle some hot glue around them, just try and make it look like some more of the wax has melted down and has gone across the altar itself. Now for this I'm using bone white from Game Colour, and that's going to be my wax colour. You could probably use red or any colour that you want your candles to be, but that sort of creamy white is your sort of traditional colour for a candle. Also, if you did red, then the candle flame might blend into it a bit, so stick with the bone white. And then just be careful because we've already painted the altar itself, and just be very gentle that you don't splodge paint where you don't want it. Also use this same colour to do the pages of the books now that they're dry. Then we use any old red, orange and yellow for your candle flames, starting with red at the bottom, then orange, and then yellow at the top. And then if you can, just try and blend them in so that the colours slightly merge, just to give you a slightly more realistic flame. For the books themselves, I've used Crimson Red and Night Blue just to do the book covers. But again, you could do them any colour you want. You could do them greens, reds, yellows, black, whatever you fancy. Books come in every colour you can think of. And you can really go crazy with them. Yeah, you can make them whatever colour you want. You can put writing on the outside, you can put stitching, you can put symbols. Yeah, be all you can be, make them whatever you can make them into. Or just be simple like I did. I just did red and dark blue. But just be careful with your colours that you don't go into the pages. That being a lighter colour, you don't really want to mess that up at this stage. And there we have it, guys. Our altar, ready to summon the denizens. And I think the books have come out nicely. One thing I didn't show in the video was I did a dark brown wash over the books and the candles. And I think it's really come out nicely. Can't wait to actually get this onto a game and see if my investigators are able to stop the cult before they're able to summon one of the greater evils, the Eldritch horrors. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed and found it fun. Hopefully you can get into some role-playing yourselves. And until next time, guys, take care, keep gaming.